Hello students, welcome back. Let us take a look at question number 7 of exercise 14.3, chapter 14, statistics. It states that the runs scored by two teams, team A and team B, on the first 60 balls in a cricket match are given below. You have to represent the data of both the teams on the same graph using frequency polygons. So here are the ranges of the balls. So from 1 to 6, 7 to 12, 13 to 8. And here we have the data of the runs scored by team A and team B. Now we need to represent this data using frequency polygon. So getting back to revising frequency polygons, what do we need to draw frequency polygons? We need continuous class intervals. So we do have class intervals, but these aren't continuous. So we need to make them continuous. Now what's the strategy behind making the class intervals continuous? You're going to take the upper limit of one class and lower limit of the consecutive class, take their difference and divide it by 2. Whatever is the number that you get, you subtract that number from the lower limit of each class and add that number to the upper limit of each class. So if you see, the difference between 7 and 6 is 1, 13 and 12 is 1, 19 and 18 is 1, and so on, 25, 24, the difference is 1. So the difference is 1 divided by 2, that's half, that is nothing but 0.5. So we have to revise our class intervals, right? So I'm just going to say revised number of balls. Okay. So here, just for representation purpose, I have 7 minus 6 divided by 2, which is 1 upon 2, which is equal to 0.5. So subtract 0.5 from lower limit and add 0.5 to all the upper limits, right? Let's do this. So now the revised class intervals would be 1 minus 0.5 is 0.5 and 6 plus 0.5 is 6.5. So let's get started. 0.5 to 6.5, then 6.5 to 12.5, 12.5 to 18.5, 18.5 to 24.5. Then we have 24.5 to 30.5, then 30.5 to 36.5, then 36.5 to 42.5, 42.5 to 48.5, then 48.5 to 54.5 and 54.5 to 60.5. Also, you will notice that these class intervals, the class size is the same throughout. Okay. Now, once we have continuous class intervals, we need to find the class marks, because that will help us find the y coordinate to be plotted on the coordinate axis for drawing the frequency polygon. So what is the class mark? Class mark is the sum of the upper limit and lower limit of a class divided by 2. So 0.5 plus 6.5, which is 7. 7 divided by 2 is 3.5. Similarly, 6.5 plus 12.5, so this would be 19 divided by 2, so that's 9.5, and so on. So let's write this down. So this is going to be, this is class mark. Okay, so 6.5 plus, this is 3.5, then 18, 19, 19, 2 9s are 18, 9.5, then you have 12.5 plus 18.5, so let's add this. This is 0, then 1 and 31. 31 divided by 2 will give you 2 1s are 2, 2 5s are 15.5. So if you notice, there is a difference of 6 between 9.5 and 3.5, 15.5 and 9.5. So we are just going to keep adding 6 to the consecutive class marks. Let's do this. This is going to be 21.5, 27.5, 34.5, sorry, 33.5, then 39.5, 45.5, 51.5 and 57.5. So now we have the class marks and the frequencies of team A and team B. Now we need to write down the coordinates. The coordinate pair is nothing but the x coordinate and y coordinate. So I am going to write down the coordinates for team A and team B over here. So the x coordinate everywhere will be the class mark and the y coordinates would be the frequencies of the respective team. So let's write this down. I am going to say team A over here and team B, and this is coordinate pair. So this is going to be 3.5, comma 2. I'll write it with the yellow chalk. (9.5, 1). So you see what I'm taking? I'm taking the x coordinate, y coordinate, x coordinate, y coordinate, x coordinate, y coordinate and so on. Alright, so 15.5 and 8, 21.5 and 9, 27.5 and 4, 39.5, sorry, this is 33.5 and 5, then 39.5 and 6, 45.5 and 10, 51.5 and 6, 57.5 and 2. Similarly, let's list down the coordinate pairs for team B. So this is going to be again 3.5, 5. So 3.55, 9.56, 15.52, 21.510 and so on, right? 9.5, 6, 15.5, 2, 21.5, 10, 27.5, 5, 33.5, 6, 39.5, 3, 45.5, 4, 51.5, 8, 57.5, 10. So now we are going to plot these coordinates, and I am going to plot these coordinates in a yellow colored chalk because that is going to give me the data or the frequency polygon of team A, that is the run secured by team A in the first 60 balls, and I am going to plot these coordinates with a red chalk. That would give me the frequency polygon of the run secured by team B in the first 60 balls. Okay. So now I have my coordinate axis. This is my x axis, y axis and scale. We will get started with drawing the frequency polygon, but before that we need to write down the numbers, right, to plot the points. So let's see what numbers we can take. Now if you see the y axis, the minimum is 1 and the maximum is 10, right, the y coordinate. So what I can do is I can take units of 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 and so on. And now if you see the x coordinates, see we have the minimum as 3.5 and what's the difference? And the consecutive one we have 9.5, 15.5. So they have a lot of difference. What I am going to do is I am going to insert a kink and I am going to start with 3.5 and I am going to take these continuous intervals. So 3.5 to 9.5 to 15.5, 21.5, right. So 3.5, 9.5, 15.5, then 21.5. So I am just taking the continuous upper limits and lower limits or the continuous intervals. then 15.5, 21.5, 27.5, 33.5, then 39.5, 45.5, 51.5 and 57.5. So here we have the x and y axis. Let's go ahead and mark the respective coordinates. So the first one is 3.5 comma 2. So 3.5 comma 2 will be over here. Then I have 9.5 comma 1. So there is 9.5 and 1. Then there is 15.8, 15.5 and 8. So 15.5 and 8. Then there is 21.5 and 9. So 21.5 and 9. So 21.5 and 9. Then 27.5 and 4. So 27.5 and 4. Then there is 33.5 and 5. So 33.5 and 5. Then 39.5 and 6. So 39.5 and 6. Then 45.5 and 10. $51.5 and 6. And finally 57.5 and 2. So these are the coordinates for the polygons or for drawing the polygon of team A. But do you think it's complete? No, it isn't complete. Why? Because we need the frequency polygon to meet the x-axis at the boundaries on the x-axis, right? One towards the left and one towards the right. So what is the difference between these intervals, these points that you've taken? 9.5 minus 3.5 will give you 6. So let's take another number that is ahead of 57.5 here and a number that is less here. But since we have a break out here, I'm just going to take a random number. So 57.5 plus 6 will give me 63.5. Okay, so we'll take this as the other point. And here as well, I'm going to extend backwards, and so this was 0 to so let's take a number that is just 6 less than 3.5. So 3.5 minus x will give you 6, right? The difference should be 6. So x will be equal to 3.5 minus 6. So this is going to be 6 minus 3.5. This is going to be negative and this is going to be 2.5. So minus 2.5. I'm going to take my number 2.5 here. So it's going to be a little over here, minus 2.5. Right, because we started with 3.5 here, so minus 2.5. Now this will be your coordinate towards the left hand side. Now connecting these coordinates will give us the frequency polygon for team A. But before that, let's write down the coordinates and then connect these dots. So this is going to be minus 2.5 comma 0. Then I have 3.5 comma 2. So 3.5 comma 2. Then a 9.5 comma 1. Then there is 15.5 comma 8. Then 21.5 comma 9. Then there is 27.5 comma 4. Then 33.5 comma 5, then 39.5 comma 6, 45.5 comma 10, 51.5 comma 6, 57.5 comma 6, comma 2, and finally I have 63.5 comma 0. Right, now let's go ahead and connect these points. Please make sure that your work is very neat and that you're using a scale to draw this. So first this point, I'm just going to write down this coordinate a little, no, this was right, 3.5 comma 2. This one will go downwards here, then again here, here, then again downwards, so what we are doing is drawing the frequency polygon. Once we are completed with the frequency polygon, we will give it a unique name and write down its name. So here is the frequency polygon representing the scores of team A. We will give it a unique name. So let's give it A, B, C, D, sorry, there is A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K and L. So where do we write this down? So I do not see much space. I'm just going to make space and write over here. So A, B, C up to L, A, B, C, D, E, F, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L represents frequency polygon. So I'm just writing FP for frequency polygon for team A. Now I'm just going to circle these points, the end points again, because they're going to be the same for both the teams, right? So you can keep it of the same color as your coordinate axis, right? Now let's mark these coordinates for team B. So 3.5 comma 5. So 3.5 comma 5 will be here. Then I have 9.5 comma 6. Then there is 15.5 comma 2. Then there is 21.5 comma 10. So 21.5 comma 10, that's going to be here. Then 27.5 comma 5. So that will be here. Okay. Then we have 33.5 comma 6. So 33.5 comma 6 is here. Then 39.5 comma 3. So 39.5 comma 3. Then there is 45.5 comma 4. So 45.5 comma 4 will be here. Then 51.5 comma 8. So let's go upwards. Then there is 57.5 comma 10. So 57.5 comma 10 will be here. This was 8 here. So let's mark down these coordinates. So I'll start See, here we've already marked minus 2.5 comma 0 and 63.5 comma 0. These are going to be the same for both the frequency polygons. So I will start with 3.5 comma 5. Let's get started. This is 3.5 comma 5, then 9.5 comma 6, then 15.5 comma 2, then I have 21.5 comma 10, then 27.5 comma 5. So just pointing it here, 27.5 comma 5, 33.5 comma 6, 39.5 comma 3. So this will come a little down over here. Then 45.5 comma 4, 51.5 comma 8, 51.5 comma 8, and finally 57.5 comma 10. So now we have to go ahead and connect these dots starting from this point. So let's connect these. One, please make sure you're using a ruler, because see, just the way it's gone a little crooked for me here. If you try to do it freehand, that'll be a problem. So the first line, then the second line, then the third line, then the fourth line will be here, then the fifth line, then sixth, then seventh, then eighth, nine, 10, and finally down here. So here is the frequency polygon in red for team B. Let's write this down. Again, I'm going to give it a name. So P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, and L. So let's write down the name of the frequency polygon. A, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, L represents the frequency polygon for team B. So here is the solution. Please take a look. And we have missed out on the scale. So let's write down the scale. So this is, and also the heading out here. So let's write down the heading as well. We have this as the runs, number of runs. And here we have number of balls. Just going to box it here so that you can differentiate what's been written, and let's write down the x and y axis scale. So this is going to be 1 centimeter is 1 run on y axis, and 1 centimeter is equal to 6 balls on x axis. And we have completed the sum. Thank you for watching this video.
Hope this video increased your knowledge. For more such videos and a completely free educational content, log on to www.epathshala.org or visit our ePathshala YouTube channel. We have each and every question solved for maths, physics, chemistry and biology. So subscribe our channel, share with your friends, like our Facebook page and follow our Twitter handle for regular updates and important educational tips, and also win ePathshala goodies. So what are you waiting for? Subscribe this channel and enjoy the freedom of education.